All right. Here to get things popping on Hidden Gems. I've got Sean Higgs and Craig Trapp. My name's Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. I've got Higgs here from Winning Free Picks. Craig Trapp here from Picks and Parlays. Guys, last week on this show, the premiere of this show, y'all were 3-1. Well played. So we're going to do that all over again, but this time we're going to be 4-0. What do you say? Higgs?
Yes, it was my fault. I had an over. It didn't get there, and I even said, "Well, we should probably maybe just take the side here." But I'm going over. I'm thinking a lot of points. That was not enough points. So I'm sorry, everybody. 3-1.
We'll take it.
As we say, the best way to go 3-1 is to do a 14 parlay. So if you put a 14 parlay and you go 3-1, and you're kicking yourself.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. I got it from you, but I say it all the time. How are you doing, Craig Trapp?
Excited. We had a really up and down weekend, but with each week you have a new opportunity to knock it out of the park. I really like this card this weekend. I like these two hidden gems that we have. So hopefully we go. Hey, I'll take 3-1 every week. I'll even be the one that loses if we go 3-1. We are going to show big profits, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, I'm not mad about a 3-1 ever. So the first hidden gem we're going to talk about, and again, people at home, what we mean by hidden gem, these are off the radar, under the radar games. Not all the action's going to be on them. And again, if y'all know me, I love these kind of games. This is where I make the most of my money. The lines aren't as sharp, not as much money coming in on them. So we're going to start off with Ohio at Northwestern, not Ohio State. Don't get crazy, just Ohio at Northwestern, minus 14.5. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so again, sometimes we go off the grid with some Sun Belt or different kind of schools. Last week we had Northwestern here against Duke, and we cashed that one. It was a nice winner for us. Today, though, we're going to take Northwestern. Again, this is something I'm sure people aren't really looking at, like Northwestern line 14.5. What are you thinking about? They just lost to Duke on the road. They're not that good, and I've kicked their back in plenty of times. I'm not a big fan of Northwestern football team this year. But to the MAC, and this is a conference I kind of looked at, and I thought I was having a good feel on, and lo and behold, this Ohio team, who I thought was the top team, was going to be one of the top two teams. Yeah, well, they're 0-3. Have not looked good. Their head coach retired, and I'll tell you what, the program is falling apart. You might have players, but if you can't play, if you got no coaching, you're not doing good. I'm laying a 14.5, and I'm not thinking twice about it. Northwestern in off a loss. You got Ohio reeling 0-3, haven't looked good in any games. I mean, you lost to Duquesne 28-26, a team that told TCU to, like, you know what, let's cancel, let's stop playing a little bit here because we can't compete with you. We're terrible. This is a Northwestern, write your own score here, get healthy, 40-14, 40-12. I don't even know. Northwestern in a rout.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on this one. I was on Ohio on the money line against Syracuse in that first game of the season. The power ratings that I was looking at showed them as like at least 8 points better than that Cuse team. So I was all for it. And then right before the season starts, like you said, their coach retires, and the new head coach is kind of just that next guy who is standing around. We say it all the time that coaching matters. This program is in a little bit of a disarray here, and so I'm with you. Let's roll with Northwestern minus 2 touchdowns and a little bit more. Ohio just can't pull it together. Next, we're going to go Texas State is at Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan minus 6.5 to you, Craig Trapp.
Eastern Michigan historically has been one of the teams I love to bet. They are always an under-the-radar team. A few years ago, they had a great season against the spread. Not so much, I believe, last year, but it was COVID year, so you kind of can throw that out. Eastern Michigan, I think, has a superior offense here. Let's remember, Texas State lost to, when you see a abbreviation at the betting, IW, you have to look it up because you don't know. They lost to Incarnate Wood, World, whatever, by 8.
Say that about my Incarnate Word. Okay, I love
that.
They
lost at home by 8. They gave up 42 points to that team. Eastern Michigan, I think their offense is far superior. A lot of people probably give Texas State a little too much credit because they were within 9 to Baylor opening week. But Baylor, that's not the Baylor of Art Briles and company. I like this Eastern Michigan team. They actually played Wisconsin a little better than it looks. They lost by 27, but they did pretty well against that big rushing attack. They looked great against UMass. That's a get-right team. I think that it's a get-right game here as well. Eastern Michigan minus 6.5. I think they win by touchdown plus. I'm thinking probably 13, 14 points.
All right. Up next, we're talking Troy at the Monroes. This is a big old spread here, 24.5 points, Higgs. What are we looking at?
Yeah, big number here at Troy. But you know what? I'm going to lay it. I think Craig had Troy last week laying a bucket, like 10 points here. Monroe, you lost to Kentucky 45-10. Okay, you're UL Monroe playing Kentucky, and they're surprisingly Kentucky's actually. I was actually looking at Kentucky for this weekend, going ahead on other games, but that being Monroe, you just won 12-7 over Jackson State. Not Jacksonville State, who's a pretty tough, smaller school, like a top 25 program in the small school world for the colleges. No, Jackson State by themselves, 12-7. Troy is usually a nice little mid-major when it comes to college football. You're laying a big number here off a Southern Miss win. Listen, if they don't win this by 30, I would be shocked. Really. I mean, and then you're thinking like, well, it's only a touchdown for the back door. Listen, Monroe is not going to be able to score. Their offense is pathetic. Troy, again, this is much like Northwestern, writing their own kind of score here with Troy. Offensively, Monroe is challenged, and that's being kind. Troy in a no-doubt route to get it done here for my 2-0 video.
I love it. A no-doubt route. Okay. Last one we're going to go over is Buffalo at Old Dominion. Buffalo. I'm guessing that's the total. Tell me that's a total. 51 and a half. Okay.
Yeah, 13 and a half. The spread's 13 and a half. Okay. When you look at Buffalo, you say, okay, they went to Nebraska. I thought I actually had them as one of my better plays that they would keep it within close. They didn't. Then they come home. They probably their biggest game of the year at home. Coastal Carolina, everybody's a darling last year. Very, very good team again. They had them on the ropes. They really had to hold on at the end. I think this Buffalo team is a very, very good offense. They put 25 against a pretty good Coastal Carolina team, very fast. And a Coastal Carolina team likes to run the ball, so you don't get as many possessions. I think at 51 and a half, I think this game goes way over. Let's remember, ODU, they gave up 45 points to Liberty. Liberty's not nearly as talented, in my opinion, as this Buffalo offense. They scored 47 in Hampton, so, hey, maybe they're going to put up some points. I think if ODU gets us, 17-20, this one game will go way over. So I'm taking the over 51 and a half. It's a little bit of a letdown spot for Buffalo, so I think they'll probably allow some cheap touchdowns here or there because after two really important games, you get this third game. It's a letdown spot. I think they allow some extra touchdowns here. That'll help us get this over a 51 and a half.
All right. I love it. Okay. So let's do a little bit of recapping. Before we do, I want to remind everyone to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications here on this Winning Free Picks channel and also on the Picks and Parlays YouTube and Facebook channels as well. Higgs, what do you have going on over at picksandparlays.net for this weekend?
Going to be a nice college and NFL weekend, and it's going to be headline. I got a nice short shot up in the NFL. I'm excited about Sunday NFL. Nice weekend last weekend. It's even going to be better this weekend.
All right. Even better than best. I love it.
Even Craig, better than better. It's more better.
The bestest. It must be the bestest. Craig Trapp, what do you have going on at picksandparlays.net this week?
Well, I'm excited because this, my primetime games, Thursdays and the Monday night games, I'm undefeated since losing the opening one. So I really like Thursday game and the Monday game this week as well. And then I'm going to get back to my best bet winners on Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you check that out over at either one of the sites.
All right. I love it. I love it. And hit that like button for us if you could. Quick recap for you. In the Ohio at Northwestern game, we're laying the 14.5 with Northwestern. At Texas State, Eastern Michigan, laying 6.5 with EMU. Troy, minus 24.5 is how we're going to roll over ULM. Oh, those poor Monroes. And we're taking that Buffalo Old Dominion game over the 51.5. It should sail over that, says Mr. Trapp. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Winning Free Picks and Picks and Parlays. Hope we helped you out with finding some hidden gems for this Saturday.